Hello everyone, I am Euron131. I don't know why that... No. Anyway, you guys may or may not know this, but a couple weeks ago by now, I went to Fanime out in San Jose, which this is a very late video saying, hi, I went to Fanime. And I'm showing off all the shit that I got, because I got a lot of shit, and sharing some stories, because I got a lot of those. And for some reason my camera's decided to fuck up on me with lag and shit. My computer's not been running very fast as of recently, which is really weird because I haven't put anything on there to lag it down, but whatever. So Fanime, it was a very fun time, and let's see, that's pretty much all I have to say. It was a fun time. Got on the plane. Well, first, setting up and everything for it was fucking hell. With my mother going ballistic about the whole thought, oh my god, my son's gonna go all the way off to California by himself, and she doesn't have the highest of thoughts for me sometimes, so she's like, what happens if you get on the wrong plane and you end up going all the way off to like East Bumblefuck and I don't know where you are and there'll be no way to get back? And I was like, Mom, chill. I got this. I got this. But, you know, mothers don't always believe you when you say, I got this! So she freaked the fuck out constantly, but got on a taxi to take me there. And the guy who was driving it was really nice, but he smelled like cat food. It was hysterical too. He's just in there like, do you smell cat food? I was like, kinda. Why? He's like, well, I had to feed my cat before coming around here, and some of it spilled and it got on me, and I was like, I see. Well, you're drinking coffee, so the coffee smell should cover up the cat food smell. And it was like a really awkward conversation. It was just so weird, but he was like, after a while we ended up talking about like, oh, this is your first time flying? I was like, yeah, this is my first time flying, I'm really nervous. He's like, don't be nervous, it's not that bad. It's not like the plane's gonna drop out of the sky because it's a giant hunk of fucking metal, but gee, thanks. That was a really inspirational talk. I wish he really did say that. That would have been hysterical. But when I ended up getting on the plane, I went by where my seat was, and there's these two guys sitting there, and I don't know how to exactly say this. I ended up dropping my coat, trying to put all my shit into the top compartment. I dropped the coat right on his head. And when I went to go grab it, I smacked him in the back of the head, and I went, oh shit! And he just looked up like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that, it was a complete accident. He started laughing, he's like, yo, I just thought somebody hit me for no reason. I was like, I'm so fucking sorry. And it was more awkward when I looked at my ticket and I saw that was the row I was going to be sitting in. So I was like, oh, this isn't going to be an awkward flight or anything at all. I just kind of, you know, smacked the guy in the back of the head with my jacket, but shouldn't be that awkward. Which it actually wasn't, because he was kind of asleep the whole time, but that's always good. And I almost fucking completely missed my second plane because I ended up getting planes that were leaving right after the next one landed. So when we landed, it was like, what, 8:23 or something like that, and the next plane was supposed to take off like at 8:30. And I was like, oh shit! So I had to fucking run all the way down to this terminal, but I ended up going to the entirely wrong terminal. And I saw that there was no plane there. I was like, fuck, I'll just call my mom and tell her that I missed this plane. Then I looked at the tickets and I went, oh shit, this is the wrong terminal. So I had to run all the way down, all the way back the other way, to the right terminal. And when I got there, I asked the guy, this is the plane going to San Jose, right? And he went, I went, what? He's like, the plane changed to a different gate. I was like, you're shitting me. So I had to go all the way back again to a different section, and it was fucking torture. I couldn't breathe. I was like, oh my god, this is too much work for a fat man to do. But I ended up getting there. There's like these old people standing around. I was like, this one is the plane to San Jose, right? And they're like, yeah, this is it. I was like, thank God. We were running. I was so happy. I was like, yes, I didn't miss it. Oh, I couldn't wait to get in that plane to sit down, even though I was on a plane for fucking 5 hours. My ass was in pain. But got into San Jose and it was really nice. Like, so fucking nice. I couldn't believe it. And, you know, every time I see Tatsu, because he went to pick me up at the airport and dock, every time I see him, I always forget that he has blue eyes. Because when I looked right at his face, I was like, holy shit, his eyes are blue. Like, weren't they brown last time I saw you? And I went, stupid me, it's always been blue. I can see it in half the fucking vlogs and shit that they do. That his eyes are the bluest fucking things. So I'm like, why does this surprise me? But, yeah, Tatsu picked me and Doc up at the airport. Went on the rail, ended up getting to the hotel before my roommates ended up getting there. So I had to sit in the hotel lobby and wait for them to come. Which was awkward to explain to the lady, yes, I'm under this room with this name. And she goes, oh yeah, she doesn't have that many other guests listed. And I was like, don't tell me I'm not going to have a place to stay during this whole convention. And I said, we'll let her, we'll talk with her, we'll sort everything out when she gets in. I was like, okay, can I leave my bags here? She's like, yeah. So they took my bags in the back and shit. I'm sitting there. And Spazzy's texting me, and she's like, you should go wait in line since, you know, your roommates aren't there yet, and we're going to be there in a while, and we don't have to want to wait the entire fucking line. And I was like, I can understand that after the lines at NYCC. Even though those moved really fast, that shit was long. And, so I ran the line. I ended up meeting a lot of awesome people. Even before getting to San Jose, there's this really nice old lady I ended up sitting next to, and she's like, so this is your first time going to San Jose? You're native from New York? I was like, yes. And she's like, well, I hope you have a very fun time with you and your friends. I was like, oh, well, thank you. And I ended up getting in a line at the convention. There's this other lady sitting there, and she is like this girl sitting there. She's like, so how many years have you been coming here? I was like, this is actually my first year. She's like, oh, that's pretty interesting. This is my 5th year. I was like, dang, got more experience than I do. And there's this guy who looked like Ben at the stage going around like, you guys want some animes or DVDs or stuff? I have them all in this battle. I was like, are you Ben at the stage? Is that what's going on here? Is this some sort of conspiracy or something? Is this like a trick? I didn't understand. He did really look like him, but I couldn't really fucking tell if it was him or not. And I didn't really give two shits or not, but I was still like, you look like Ben at the stage. I don't even think I actually said it to him, but Spazzy and the rest of them went. Spazzy, Doc, Tatsu, Dargan. Which when they got there with Durgan, I was like, who's the little girl with the holy shit? I was like, dude, I did not expect her to actually be that small. Like, literally the size of your average 12-year-old. I was just like, I thought they were over-exaggerating the entire time. No, they weren't. They weren't. She will fit in your pocket. Without a doubt, she will. And the entire time I was on fucking Twitter on my phone just going, oh my god, Durgan is so small! Some of you might remember that if you're on Twitter and she saw my tweets about it and shit. And Durgan went on Twitter on her phone and she just saw all those. And I could just feel the death glare. I was just like, yes? And she's just like, you're dead. I'm like, oh my god, no! Spazzy, help me! Ended up hiding behind Corn half the damn time when he got there. Corn is so fucking tall. Like, oh my god, man. He's a fucking tree. He's a tree. There's no other way to put it. He's like Gigantor. We were just sitting there shaking hands. I'm just like, you're tall. I was so tempted to do a fucking Foster's joke and go like, do you play basketball? I was like, I need to finish this line, but I didn't, because no one really watched Foster's. Just kidding. Probably a lot of people, but that's not, I don't know. Doc is really awesome. Everyone should know this. Doc Sigma is the greatest man to ever live. If you don't know Doc Sigma is the greatest man to ever live, what is wrong with you? How do you not know this? Durgan scared the ever-loving shit out of me. She's Durgan. She may be pint-sized, but she will murder you. Though I have to say, Dylan's punches were a lot more effective than Durgan's. Durgan's are like, eh. Dylan was like, I was like, oh my god! Did I just get hit by a bulldozer? So, we were all sitting there. Tatsu ended up going out to get Jack in the Box and shit. And it was like my first time eating Jack in the Box. I was like, this isn't that bad. I was like, I was just sitting there. He was like, what do you want to eat from Jack in the Box? I was like, okay, don't say chicken sandwich. Don't say chicken sandwich. Don't say chicken sandwich. Cheeseburger. Okay, cheeseburger. I was like, because I have the feeling he'd have went, really? Really? Chicken sandwich? Really? Okay, pussy. I'd have been like, but I like chicken. Chicken's good, man. And, we should already take 11 minutes with this. Day 1 of the convention was really fun. Day 0, standing in line, waiting. We all ended up getting our fancy badges. Let me see if I can locate where I put mine. Right here. Our little fancy badges. Mine has a little gay guy. I like it up the butt! Yeah. At least I think it's a guy. I can't tell, but if you look, my name. Where am I aiming this? There you go. You see my name right there. And you're on Snuffleupagus 131. I totally forgot I added the Snuffleupagus part. When they gave this thing to me, I was like, why does this say Snuffleupagus? Oh, right. I told them to put that there. It's good they remembered. It was great. They had the little straps that go around it. And day 1, the actual day. Well, actually, I shouldn't get to day 1 yet. Still on day 0. We ended up getting ours way before Dylan, because Dylan didn't get there for a while. And she's like, dude, we're sitting there texting, just texting like nonstop and shit. And Corn's just like, who are you texting? You texting your girlfriend? I'm like, dude, I'm texting Dylan. And he's like, Dylan's your girlfriend? I'm like, what, dude? So of course Dylan got there, and I was like, hey Dylan, Corn said that you and me were dating. And she's like, what? She's just like scared, confused, disoriented, and every other flavor of the rainbow. But I ended up waiting in line with Dylan the entire time, again, to get her badge, which took for fucking ever, but not to say it wasn't hysterical. She ended up going to the Marriott Hotel, which was like right next to the convention center, like connected to it, and mine was at the Hilton, which was also connected to it, but on the other side. We ended up sitting there one night, like texting each other, do you see me? Do you see me? I'm up on this window with the flashing light. I was like, I see you! Hi, Dylan! Hi! We were just sitting there waving like at each other like tards, and we can't even really see each other. It was like, ah, how you doing? I'm like, my roommates are gonna come in and look at me during this and think I'm a retard. It was a lot of fun, but so we ended up getting our shit, and then the next day, of course, the first actual day, they had a, what was it? The swap meet on day 0, which I ended up not going to because I didn't know about it. And also, day 0, went to meet my roommates. Wonderful people. Like, really, really fucking nice people. We ended up playing the adult versions of Apples to Apples, which was called, what was it again? Cards vs. Humanity, something like that. And it was a lot of fun. Like, I really enjoyed it. And like, this is the funniest shit I have ever done. So, if you guys want to know, I'm drinking Power Thirst. Ah, the energy coursing through my veins. And next day, of course, day 1, we all got together. We're all walking around. Sparky's messaging me, and We're all walking around, fun time at the convention. Ended up buying... Oh my god, I ended up blowing all my fucking day on day one. All my money, I mean. You know you're bad when you go there with $400 and you leave with a significant less amount than that. Oh my god, I'm bad with money at conventions. Which goes to show, man. I ended up, now that we're actually talking about shit, I ended up getting this. There's probably 12 people groaning right now going, oh my god, he's such a nerd. I can't tell which way this is supposed to go because my camera's being a tard muffin right now, but I got a chopper hat. I don't care what you have to say. Chopper! I ended up walking up to Durgan and Dylan wearing this. Durgan's just like, oh hey, you would, you faggot. I'm just like, I don't care what you're saying. I got the chopper hat. I feel so happy. And this thing is so squishy. Like, if you could feel this brim, it's like the squishiest fucking thing in the world. Like, this is so... And it covers my eyes and shit. This could, like, all over my entire fucking head. And then not come off. But, I ended up getting that. I ended up getting a giant fucking chopper plush. It wasn't really giant. It was, like, this big. You know, approximately something like that. It had a little flag, but I couldn't bring him with me, which made me so fucking upset, so I had to give him away, but I'll get to that later. I also found a whale, but it's not just any whale. It's fucking Laboon from One Piece. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know they made these. I saw this and I was like, oh my god, a whale plushie. And I picked it up and I saw the Straw Hat symbol on his face, and I was like, oh my god, it's Laboon. I need this! I ended up seeing a Brooke cosplayer there. I was carrying it around and I went, dude, you're reunited. And he was like, oh my god! And he hugged it and I was like, yeah! Reunited and it feels so good! What else can I show off that I was a complete loser with? I ended up getting... This was the most expensive thing I bought. My super fancy science goggles. Which are steampunk. These are like fucking $90, but honestly, these things are fucking badass. I mean, I'm sure it might be simple to make these, but at the same time, it requires effort. I'd rather buy one than have to fucking make one myself, but green tinted, this thing moves, if you couldn't tell. And I didn't know this until I bought these, but I ended up playing with it so much, and I went, wait, this goes up? And I was like, oh shit! Dude! They flip up! That's awesome! I mean, they had like these really awesome Bioshock looking ones there. I was so tempted to get them, but then I looked at those and I was like, nah dog. These ones have the monocle thing. That is cool. In retrospect, I should have gone with the Bioshock looking one, but, you know. And I also ended up getting, what else? From the same steampunk booth, I got this. The evil villain finger, which me and Dylan both refer to as the Craw. He's the Craw! He'll kill you! Kill you with sharp point power! Da-da-da-da! But this thing is pretty damn cool. I couldn't stop fucking putting it on. It was fucking amazing. And Dylan also gave us, you guys probably won't know what the fuck it is at all because I scraped the sticker off of it, but Dino DNA. It's not actually supposed to be a liquid. It was a powder candy that was called Dinosaur DNA, and she brought it up for all of us. I ended up filling it with water to clean it out, and I went, shit, this is awesome. But I'm gonna end up cleaning that out. And also, Snow, if you're watching this, you're gonna love me, man. You're gonna fucking love me forever. Because this is Edward fucking Newgate. I saw this there and I went, I have to have this. I have to have this. This is fucking the man. The fucking man in full brilliant detail. This is, I saw this and I shit myself, and then I remembered I have a legitimate reason for buying this. I was going to make a sculpture of him, but when he dies, as like a tribute and shit. And I was like, well, shit, this will help me with his anatomy since he's, you know, fucking One Piece fucked up anatomy man. Yeah, all the little detail in the scars and shit. And his cape comes off to show all the fine details inside of it and on the back and in every other part. And you can tell his manliness from every glorious angle. Don't know why my voice went like that. That was kind of strange. And his feet come off the base, of course, like any good figure. And you could read the base. Edward Newgate, dead or alive, with the Ching Chang Wan Tang, which I'm assuming is either his name or dead or alive. It's one of the two. So, plop your fat feet back onto this thing, or I could just toss you away. I'll just toss you away. Fuck it. Toss you away for another day, big man. Right on the chopper's hat. We ended up with the badges getting, of course, the Fanime book. The Fanime Con book of shit that's going down. And on the back, the see you in 2012 boobs. I was like, oh yeah, I'll see you next year, titties. I'll see you next year. Maybe, I don't know. I really hope to go again because it was so much fun this year. There was also a swap meet that they had there where I found... I already mentioned the swap meet. I'm retarded. Shut up. But it was day 2, which was day 1 of the convention, but day 2 of the swap meet. I ended up finding this! This fucking dinner plate of a One Piece badge! And I was like, oh shit! I had the biggest bag in badge in the convention. I'm sitting there like, yes, you niggas don't know about my One Piece. And I put it onto my little Fanime strap and shit. I was sitting there like Flavor Flav with the fucking clock and shit. Just like, oh yeah. But I had to remove it and put it back on like a million times so people could, like, the people working there could see the badge and go, okay, so you definitely are a person who signed up for this and shit. But the back of this, of course, opens up and it has a little stand and shit. And I was like, that is so nifty. I could just put this on display anywhere and shit. That is awesome. And I also have on my little thing another badge for science, which I had to get because it was Portal. That was actually made by my lovely roommate Jessica DePrez, who made really great things and also managed to fix the little statue I made for Drew Wario, which I love her to death for that. It was such saving grace. My phone went off. I'm going to ignore whoever it is. This is my cousin. Cousin... whatever. Whatever, cousin. I ended up getting 2 gifts, or I wanted to get more. I should have gotten more, but I got a gift from my mother, which was Turtle! Turtle! And when I looked at it, I was like, does he come out of this? And I went, naked turtle! And I went up to my mom and I went, Mom, look, your turtle's naked. Look at him. He's a nudist, man. And she's just like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. But he's nude. Like, that's adorable, but kind of sick. Get back in your shell, little freak of nature. Fuck. And also, this wasn't at the swap meet, this was at the Artist Alley. I got this thing, which was amazing. I ended up also getting... I'll have to get up to get them because... this thing, I never thought I would ever see in my entire life in person. But the fact that I found this, that it was there, I was like, oh shit, I have to have this. How much is it? The dude was like, $40! And I was like, 40 bucks? Oh yeah! It's better than any price online. And I got like 5 games with it, 1 for free. If you can't tell what I'm talking about, you probably just saw it when I went to sit back down. The fucking Famicom, which doesn't work. It's either because Tatsu took it apart to make sure that it would work, or to check the insides and shit, or the fact that it's fucking busted up a lot. But I'm still like, dude, I own a Famicom. Look at this thing. And I'll get some interesting facts about the games that I got after a little bit more talk. I got fucking Famicom and like a bunch of free games. I also forgot to mention I have this little adorable cat that I got from my cousin Ashley. Because she's like, cousin, bring me back a souvenir. I was like, okay, cousin, I got you a little cat thing. Whatever the fuck. No one likes Nyan Cat. Speaking of Nyan Cat, there was so much Nyan Cat shit there. I was like, dude, enough. But I ended up getting a Dragon Ball Z game for it. And then some backwards fucking Ching Chong Wonton something. I think this is, of course, a detective game. If you couldn't tell from the man standing there like, ha! I ended up getting Mahjong for free. Which, in retrospect, I should have gotten the one with golf in it because that one looked like it would actually work. But I ended up going Mahjong or golf. Mahjong. I got a Super Mario Bros. For the Famicom, which is just Super Mario Bros. That we've all grown to know and love. And I was like, well, shit, whatever. And Dr. Mario. These are all like not really that much money at all compared to what you'd probably find online. And I also got whatever the fuck this is. I think it's I saw it on like a site with the Famicom and shit, and it was like Demon Adventure or some shit like that. I completely forgot already. But it says up in the corner from Nemco. Oh no, from Chemco. It looks like it says Nemco up there. They should probably fix that shit. But it's from Chemco, and it's part of the Chemco Adventure series, which is exciting. I ended up getting both of these for like $1, which I was like, that's a pretty good bargain. Because the dude is just like, I have no idea what either of those are, so those are $1. I was like, okay. This one was for free, the Mahjong. So I was like, free game. I believe one of these, I forgot which one, it might have been Dragon Ball Z, I think, was $3, and then these two were $5. So it was $15 for 5 games, plus the free one. So I was like, that's a pretty damn good deal. It just, no, actually, it's not that the Famicom doesn't work. It does. It definitely does, because when I put it into my TV and shit, this fuzzy screen goes like, it shifts, but it just doesn't show the images and shit, or the sounds. I just see like fuzzy screen, but I can see that it changes when I turn it on and off and move the cartridge and shit. I ended up getting a couple different wires with it and a bunch of other adapters, and I don't know if the one I have is too strong or not, and I have to look more into it, but I was just like, that's an awesome find. I also ended up getting this shirt. Aperture Laboratories, doing what we must because we can. Which is awesome, because it's Aperture. And the worst fucking drink in existence. Any of you who watched the Euron edition of Tatsu's drink reviews, which was ages ago, he mentioned the Final Fantasy XII potion drink, which he said killed him and he died. He died and he's dead, and we're seeing a ghost of him. I died too. Because I found the fucking drink. And I drank it, and Dylan got that on tape of me drinking it. This is the worst thing I've had in my entire life. This thing is now filled with power thirst. I cleaned this shit like 9 times and the stink was still in there. Then I ended up putting soda in it. And the soda had no flavor. No flavor whatsoever. Which terrified me, but this thing now has a delicious power thirst in it. Which is like, aw yeah. Power thirst in my potion. And that's what should have been in it. Should have had fucking blue power thirst. That would have made it so much better. And that came with a special Final Fantasy XII card. Which was, the fucking, what is this thing? I don't even know. The Strahl movie cut, whatever the fuck. This, which is like see-through-ish, kind of, I think. Spaceship. Not really worth it at all. Fucking drink was so bad, man. Like, really, if Dylan could put up that fucking video of how bad that was. And like, here's the fucking warning label. Warning, do not drink this shit. This will kill you. This will kill you until you are dead in the ground and you come back as a ghost. That's what I'm definitely assuming is what the fuck it says. This is gonna kill you if you drink it. Don't do it, you crazy bastard. So that was a lot of fun. I also have the tag that came with the chopper thing I bought. This is it right here. Chopper! He was holding like his little thing. He had like a little... This picture shows him looking so happy. When I got the thing, it was like angry. It was like, with a ruffled nose. It was just like pissed looking. And I was like, dude, you need to calm your balls. But yeah, that was fun. And Saturday was day 2 of the con, which wasn't exciting at all. Dylan ended up leaving, and Tatsu and them ended up not going. And I was sitting there in the hotel room like, bored. I ended up going down a bunch of times, walking around, taking a bunch of pictures of all the cosplayers and shit. And I have to say, Tatsu was right about there being a lot of good cosplayers and a lot of bad cosplayers. And the next day I ended up meeting one of the greatest men alive. Like, this dude, so fucking nice. Like, the nicest man I've ever met in my whole life. I'm, of course, talking about Jew Wario. Oh my god. He is so nice and funny, and he's just like all around a really, really amazing person. I was just like wandering around like, what was it? I want to say exhibition hall, because I think that's what it was. Whatever fucking hall it was where they were selling shit that I wasted most of my money in. I'm walking around down there, and I ended up walking, and I just see right at the front this guy standing there with this Wario hat, and I just went, oh my god, that's him. Oh my god, that's Jew Wario. And I went, okay, don't seem like a retarded nerd. Walk up and say hello. I walked up and I went, hi. And he's just like, hi. And we shook hands, and he was like, mind if I get a picture with you? And I was like, wait, that's what I'm supposed to say. I'm supposed to be the idiot fan who goes up to you and goes, I need a picture. And you're supposed to be like, okay, I guess. It caught me off guard. Like, seriously off fucking guard. He's like, want a picture? I was like, what? Did you just ask for a picture with me? Is that how this is supposed to work, J-Dub? But I was like, sure. Ended up taking a picture. Psycho Neko was there, and Psycho Otaku! Otaku! Whatever the fuck else he says. But really, really nice bunch of people. I remember that I ended up, like I mentioned before with the Chopper plushie, I asked Wario on Twitter if he'd want it, but of course he didn't have Twitter, since he was like away from his computer and stuff, and I'm not too sure if his phone has Twitter or not, but he was standing there and I went, hey Jew Wario, would you like a Chopper plushie? And he went, actually, I know that Mark, the Psycho Otaku, would definitely like that. And Psycho Neko's just like, where is Mark? And Jew Wario's like, I'm gonna go find him. He's wandering around here somewhere. So Jew Wario walks off all triumphant and shit. And then Psycho Otaku's literally like not even a minute after right fucking there. And he just walks over like, hey guys. He's like, where's Justin? They're like, he went to go find you. And he's like, oh shit. And I was like, dude. We ended up standing there talking, and interesting little facts about the 2 Japan wonton games I got. He had no idea what the fuck this one was. He was like, I know that I have this one, and this one's definitely a detective game if you can tell from the front, but I'm not too sure what the name is called, but I haven't seen this one. And he took a picture of it, and he's like, I'll have to look more at this one. And I was like, oh yeah, I got a Famicom game that JW didn't. That is some shit. I was like, well, if you want to take it, you can have it. I got it for $1. He's like, $1? I was like, yeah, the guy who was selling it was like, I have like no idea what this is, so you can have that for $1. And he was just like, well, that's a pretty damn good deal. I was like, yes, it is. Ended up going to his panel, lots of fun. Like, really amazing. If you actually watch his video about Fanime, I'm on there like 3 times. And they have the little gift that I gave to Psychotaku, which after I ended up meeting them, I went off to my hotel room because I was like, since they're going to be wandering around the con, and since I'm waiting for Tatsu and them to come here for this day, I'm going to go and grab the Chopper figure, and if I run into them again, I'm just going to give it to them and say, here, Mazel Tov. And, you know, I had an extra pair of goggles, and I ended up getting at the Steampunk booth with those super awesome fancy science ones. And I went, goggles, Chopper goggles. Then I presented him as Psycho Chopper or Chapotaku. I was really like, which one should I go with? But I ended up walking into the what was it? The arcade room they had. Right in the fucking middle. They were all just standing there. I was just like wandering around like, I really want to play one of these games, but there's so many people that, oh, what's up, J-Dubs? I just saw you like 5 minutes ago. And they were just standing there around the fucking Dance machine, and Psycho Neko was sitting there doing the Dance Revolution, and I'm just like, damn. And I turned around and I was like, Psychotaku meets Psycho Chopper, and they're like, oh my god, that's so awesome. And I was like, oh, I know. All I did was put Choppers on goggles, but it's amazing. Did I say put goggles on Chopper or put Chopper on goggles? You know what I mean. But it was pretty cool. Went to the... I ended up stopping by Jessica's booth. With all my other roommates were there. One of my roommates was also cosplaying as the Tick, which was amazing, because the fucking Tick. And I stopped by the booth where they super glued together the little statue, because I put it in my pocket. Which a lot of you are probably like, why would you put a clay figure that could easily break in your pocket? I did the same thing for the Phoenix Wright one that I gave to Dylan. Not a fucking scratch on it. It did not break at all. It was in perfect condition until I gave it to Dylan, who snapped the finger off Dylan. And this motherfucker, I took it out of my pocket and the fucking cat just fell apart. But I ended up getting it back. I gave it to J-Dubs and he was just like, kitty! He was so happy with it. He was just like, this is amazing. He just recently streamed yesterday, actually. And he mentioned it, and people were like, the kitty. And he was like, oh yes, Euron, the amazing man that he is, made this little kitty for me. This amazing little kitty statue, which has the little coin that says, you can play this. And everyone in the chat was like, that's so adorable. And I was like, I know, I'm so talented and shit. I'm like a beast. With the clay, except I'm not really. And really, reiterating, wonderful man. Wonderful group of people. They're all so fucking... Like, I did not expect that level of niceness from any person ever. I was overwhelmed with that. And I think like after that or the day before, I ended up going to Psycho Donuts by myself to get a donut. And I walk up to the counter and the lady's like, are you here for the donuts? And I was like, don't tell me you don't have donuts. And she's like, we don't have donuts. I was like, your name is Psycho Donuts. You're supposed to have donuts. What is wrong with you? So I ended up walking all the way back and it started raining and I was like, well shit, today can't get any worse. Which it actually didn't, so I was like, thank God. Did not want it to get any worse, but I would also like to reiterate that my roommates are awesome people because they managed to pirate internet from the hotel. So I was sitting there on Skype like, hi peoples, bet you weren't expecting me. And on Monday, my roommates were leaving on Monday, so I was like, well shit, I'm out of a place to stay. And Tatsu was like, you can stay with us. And I was like, yay! So I ended up leaving really early, getting my shit together, get on the train to Japantown. I'm walking all the way down to their house, carrying my heavy-ass bags. Oh, God. That was a fucking exercise, man. I was dying halfway there. I was like, am I there yet? Please let me be there. I ended up being greeted by Corn standing outside. And he's just like, over here. And I walked in, and the second I walked in, all I could hear was Sugar barking and Durgan's death threats. And we ended up going out geocaching. We were supposed to go to San Fran, but geocaching was instead. I was like, okay, and a lot of fucking fun. Geocaching is awesome. I'm definitely picking it up, going out sometime soon to go geocaching. Definitely not by myself though. It's a lot more enjoyable in a group. Anyone who wants to go geocaching, don't know what it is? Treasure hunting. It's exactly what it is. It's treasure hunting. And it's a lot of fun. Until you end up running into a gigantic spider that tries to kill Durgan. Then it isn't as fun. Okay, it's kind of still very fun because she just like squeaked like a little girl. Which is funny to say because she is a little girl. I'm gonna die. Just dig in that grave. Just dig in that grave, you're wrong. And the power thirst that I'm drinking, not thinking. The power thirst I'm drinking was supplied to me by Doc Sigma. I put it in a Gatorade bottle with the power thirst sticker on it, cause power thirst! Ah! Fucking delicious. And also from the good Doc Sigma, he has the little what are these things? The little path tag coins that he gave to all of us as gifts, which was very generous of the nice man. The first one I have. I like turtles. And on the back, the little arg matey, you found me booty. Which way does this turn? This way? No, this way. It's like, you found me booty. Now go catch it at this site. Go see that you found it here. I don't know why that was kind of Canadian-y. And he also has the little corgi. My camera isn't showing it that well because my camera is a webcam that sucks. And on the back is the 4 years of path tags. Check this in at... Where's my camera? There it is. Check this in at this website, which is the same damn site. They all basically have the same backs. This one is Snivy, which is awesome. Little smug leaf bastard. And I was thinking which one of these two I should save for last. But then I went, nah, this one is definitely worthy of being last, so I have to show off. This one is definitely, I would say, my favorite if it wasn't for the other one that Doc has, but this one is definitely amazing. Problem. I love it so much. Just that shit-eating grin. It's so great. But it has nothing compared to this one, which is Doc Sigma's classic avatar and his classic catchphrase at the bottom, cheers! Which, the best catchphrase to ever exist ever. We all went out geocaching, like I said. We went around to stores. Doc and Corn got to hold a kitten, which, I swear, I was just sitting there like, oh, they're like gentle giants. It's like, oh, it's kind of funny because they could snap that kitten's head in like 2 seconds. We went to a Party City and we found these, and we all got them, and we were like, yeah, we're not nerds at all. We all wore them the whole day. And we went to see Kung Fu Panda 2, which, it was a very good movie, I definitely have to say. The story wasn't as good as the first one, of course, but it definitely was better than I thought, because all I could think of when I heard they were making a sequel was, ugh, why would they make a sequel to it? But it wasn't as bad, really. I mean, definitely not as good as the first, but it definitely wasn't that bad. Which did shock me. And the day I went home, I was just like, oh, I don't want to leave. It's so fucking gorgeous there. And Durgan can definitely back me up on that. It's so fucking beautiful. Like, I definitely want to fucking move there one day. Just go there and live with Doc and be like, have our own little sitcom. They have Durgan as the wacky next door neighbor who's just like banging on the door to tell us to stop sucking each other off. It'd be a hit show on NBC. I can tell you that right now. But I was so upset to leave, and Sugar, the entire time I was in their house, I was just sitting in this chair, and Sugar kept jumping up and just going circling around me. And I'm just like, you're a crazy little dog, aren't you? And she's just like moving around and shit, and I'm just like, damn, you crazy. But she ended up jumping off the chair and ended up jumping onto my lap, and she's just laying there like, oh, I'm like, oh, you're a little terror, but you're adorable. And we ended up staying up most of the night on Monday, watching Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which, hilarious movie. Definitely became one of my favorites in the shortest amount of time that I've ever watched a movie. I'm almost out of power thirst, which is sad. That movie was amazing. Get Him to the Greek. We also watched Get Him to the Greek, which wasn't as funny, but it was still pretty damn funny. And the next day, you know, me and Doc pretty much left, but Doc left early in the morning. And Doc was like, you know, you could leave at Doc early in the morning, just like take a taxi, so then you could wait. But Doc's plane was like, oh my god, like what? We left at fucking 6 or something, and my plane was leaving at like 1 in the afternoon. I was like, I definitely don't think I'm going to go sit at an airport until 1 in the afternoon. So I ended up staying there, eating some Oops All Berry cereal. And I was like, oops, they're all berries. But when I went to go catch my plane, I went on the train, and I was so used to taking the ones that go that way that I ended up taking the train that go that way. So I ended up going, the next stop is St. James, and I went, St. James isn't the stop that I want next. Why is St. James the stop that I want next? Oh my god, I got on the wrong train! I got on the wrong fucking train! And I was just freaking out, like, oh shit! I'm on the wrong train! I'm gonna miss my plane! Mom gonna kill me! NASA, help! I was so freaking out. But it was actually a good stroke of time for me, because when I ended up getting all the way back to the convention center to switch to the right train to take me all the way to where the bus is supposed to go, I got there and the bus is sitting right there. So I went off and I went up to the bus and I was like, this bus is going to Terminal B, correct? And the lady sitting there was like, yep, this is the one. I was like, oh! I was just like, yes, stroke of pure luck. And I got home and life sucked again, but Fanime was very fun now that this is going on for about fucking 48 minutes. Basically, Fanime was fun. It was really great. I loved it. I'll definitely want to do it again next year if I end up getting a job and enough money to go again next year. I'm definitely getting everything way before next time, so I don't have to deal with all the hassle and shit. And I know this video is extremely late, but I haven't exactly been in the video making mood as of late. But I'm definitely gonna getting back into it. I'm definitely like getting more pumped to like record more and to do more and shit. And I still have One Piece footage on my computer that I need to edit together, but I haven't been in an editing mood either. So it's like shit. But more shit's definitely coming if you guys actually give enough of a fuck about that. So since this is about to go on for fucking 49 minutes, that's definitely it for me. So for now, say goodbye, One Piece flag. You're not gonna say anything. Bye, people. I'll see you all in whatever fucking video I'll end up putting up next.